Morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Sorry I'm a bit late this morning. I had to run the car. The car's due an MOT, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Errands in the morning. Chat is activated. Yes, it is. Good morning. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, what the hell? What happened there? Weird. Right, good morning everyone. Sorry I was a bit late this morning. Let me just get band on. It run the car. Car needs some work doing to it. It's not sounding good. Just gotta go into the garage and then you've got to get kids ready for school. And then, you know, they're fighting with you and before you know it, you're in a headlock by your 10-year-old son. You know, it is what it is in the morning. Okay, I had yesterday was a strange one. I had to take another trade later on the afternoon, which played out nicely. I've got my latte. I've still got Santa on the shelf, ready to go. Yeah, let's get amongst it. Let's get amongst it. Let me just drop a message in the chat for the members. Okay guys, let's go. Let's see what we can catch today. Let's catch some bloody pips. So, monthly. Again, but it didn't actually move that much yesterday, did it? For the monthly. See, because the monthly's flipped now. It's sort of come down to tap the previous support, which this is previous support. So, does that mean you're now going to push up to these levels? Because we know we need to get up to these levels here. Because if you look, every time you tap these... what's this? 2076. You can then push past this. So I don't think we can push past this level unless we tap this. Okay. So I do think we're going to pop up there. Whether this monthly candle does it or the next monthly candle does it. The reason why it could be the next month as well is because we've actually closed respecting support. So the previous monthly closed respecting this area. So therefore you're still technically in this range. Okay, so therefore you should be coming back down as the body of the candles. I'm not saying that we can't wick up and then come back down, because that's probably what will happen. So we are bullish on the monthly. Weekly, I believe, is similar. So the weekly closed bullish, but closed respecting this minor support here. So again, you are bullish, but you have closed respecting the support. So this weekly, we've got 2 days left, today and tomorrow. Can do anything. Now, remember at the beginning of the week, if you watch back the streams, right? Watch back the streams. I said this candle's got no top wick, and these haven't had much of a top wick. You've now tapped that top wick area, so this candle can do anything now. It can close, it can consolidate today and close bullish, and then the new candle then comes up and creates a steep top wick, and that'll be the one that pushes higher. Or anything can happen on this weekly candle, to be honest with you, because this weekly close respecting this minor support. But it's probably more like it's going to close bullish because of how heavy the monthly because the monthly's flipped now to the upside, and you've also got a weekly bullish close as well. Okay. So now the daily has closed respecting this area support here. So we've tapped it twice now. This daily's coming back up, but you haven't had a bottom wick of this on this daily, and also you haven't had a bottom wick on this daily. 2 days ago we were thinking this daily could flip because we didn't have that bottom wick. Now, so what does that mean then? Are we going to come back up to tap again 2004, or are we going to flip to create a bottom wick? And if so, if we flip, are we going to come down to 1977 to create that bottom wick for this? Because when you get candles with no bottom wick, price tends to want to come back down to tap that area. So are we going to get something like where the daily's opened up, pulled back, it flips, creates that bottom wick for this candle, and then obviously we'll be left with a wick to the upside? Or is this daily going to push higher? Where did these close? Yeah, so you've closed sort of. Oh, you haven't. You broke out with that, haven't you? I'm just trying to work out these zones. 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, so you've closed below this minor support here. Let's use the trending structure indicator. So I'm not near it. So you've closed below this minor support here. Okay, you've got a minor support at 1991, wick to the area. So what does that mean then? It means the daily's had a breakout to the downside, but this is only a range 1 on the daily. We would need a range 2 ideally. So therefore this daily can flip to the downside, and it should be coming to the next range. So if you look, when you've had a break below this level, where do you come to? Well, you tend to tap. Where do we tap? All these wicks here. So you come to at least, I'd probably say there. And if you look where that lands, no bottom wick. So I believe we'd probably look to come back down. Whether this daily does it, or then tomorrow does it, or it could even be next week what does it. But I would imagine the dailies come back down to tap these levels if. So I think we've got to tap these levels if we want to push past these levels. Because you've got to say to yourself, price pushing up, why didn't these drive and break this high here? Well, the reason being is not enough liquidity, so we've got to pull back. But is this enough pullback to get past this now? I would probably say no. I would think we've got to tap 1978 before coming up, so we'd come down and then we can go up if we want to go up that way. Okay, which would make sense with the monthly, because the monthly is flipping to the upside. Okay, so if we mark this up, this would be our daily target for the day. Okay. Now, as for sells here, this is as for sells. Good morning, Dano.
Good morning.
How are you doing, mate? Morning.
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Yes. Are you enjoying this top-down analysis?
I've just joined.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Are you on
I
the
didn't know it was
basics?
already live. I thought it was going live at 9.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I had to drop my car off for MOT this morning, so I got back a bit early, so I just started a bit earlier.
No worries.
Yeah, so just plug in, mate. Literally, get on these. Within 2 weeks, if you can manage to get on these daily, within 2 weeks, you'll start picking it up. 100%.
Well, I've been meaning to try and get on, because I've left my job in September, or the end of August.
Yeah.
So I'm unemployed at the minute, so I'm trying to knuckle down and get on it as much as I can.
Yeah, while you've got the time.
Try and get funded, and then
yeah,
sky's the limit from there, isn't it? So
Just pluck away, mate. You'll get there. You'll get there. Right, okay. So, yeah, so just watch him, mate, and enjoy.
Thank you very
So,
much, man.
the daily... Yeah, so the daily can flip to the downside. And if it does, we can come all the way down as low as 1978. But around there, just be careful, because if you look at these wicks, you can reject from these areas. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour. So what did we do with the 4 hour? So the 4 hours actually closed respecting, which is nice. So because the 4 hours closed respecting for us, what does that mean? Well, that means then you should be coming back down to the next 4 hour range. And where's the next 4 hour range? So the next 4 hour range is basically this here. So therefore, we are still in this range. So what does that mean? Well, we're at the top of the range. It's like a bouncing ball. This is how price moves. Bounce up. If you don't close above, you should be coming back down to the floor. If you don't close below, you should be coming back up to the ceiling. Again, if you don't close above, you should be coming back down to the floor. Until you get a candle breakout, so where one candle will close like that, it means then you're now in this range. Therefore, where should you be going? You should be going, you've got a new floor now. There's the ceiling. The floor. There's the ceiling. There's the floor. And that's all it is. That's how candles move in between zones. It's as simple as that. And if you can look at previous data, you can see that if you say, okay, every time we get a closure below here, what happens to price? So if 100% of the time you get a candle close below here on a certain time frame, and 100% of the time you tap 1978, then your odds are pretty good, aren't they? And that's what it is with trading. It's all probability. You don't have to be a wizard. It's literally, I get all my answers from previous data. So that's all we've got to find. This would be called a clean traffic range. If 100% of the time, when you get a break below 1988, you come down to 1978. 100% of the time, that's a clean traffic range. So if you hear the phrase clean traffic, that's what it means. Okay.
Yeah.
So, where we are. So 4 hours close respecting, which is nice. So it's just a case of, it's also done a top wick. It hasn't broke the lows of the 4 hour yet. So I'm just thinking, can we just get in off the hour? If this hour closes like this in 5 minutes, and if we can get a top, there's no top wick on this previous hour. So if you look at this, no top wick, right? I don't like that, because it tells me that price wants to cut. If you look at this one as well, no top wick here. Look what price done. Came up, created a top wick for it, and then went. So it means, is the next hour going to come up, create a top wick, or is it the hour after, or whatever? Eventually, price will come back to here. Normally, we would take like a sell from here, but close respecting. We could probably take a wing back from there. I just want to see these zones. 2 seconds, guys. What is this little zone here? So we need a close below that. If we get a close below that, where do we come to? Well, we come to at least here. Because if you look at these, break below, down. This is the best way to do it as well for practice. At a break below, you still came to fill that range. And this is what you do. You just look back previous date and go, okay, when we're getting our close below here, what happens to price? Clean traffic straight through. We didn't even get a break. It just flew straight through. Look at these areas here, guys. Look at this. Straight through. Straight through. Okay, this one didn't do it. See this? So this whole move here is what we call a fake out. Get a break. These are the things what you get caught out of, and you just can't preempt them, unfortunately. Close below, new candles close straight back in. Came back up, tested straight back down. So the odds are pretty good on this to come straight through. Now, This one didn't do it. Where did this come? 15 pips, we'd have to take that. That's another area you can reject from. So the odds are pretty good coming through that area. So if we say, okay, then the majority of the time you come through that area. Oh, there was a little area, wasn't there? Where's that bloody minor support now? Was it here? That was it. So that is the first sign of resistance on that time frame. So if we can get an hour close here and then we get a pullback, we'll just get a sell stop underneath to come down. So what we want to see is this hour closes like this, new hour pulls back, taps previous support, which is here. We'll get a sell stop underneath, so then when this flips, it activates, comes down to fill the range. We'll take partial move to break even at 1993, but we'll look to come down to, well, to fill this range basically. So I'm just cautious of the 4 because the 4 is not closed bearish yet, right? So what happens is, what I like to see is what we're seeing now on the lower time frame, but what I like to see is a 4-hour bearish as well. So I normally like to have, so let's say this 4-hour close like this, perfect. Then the new 4-hour creates a top wick, and then you're coming down, and then we've got this hour like this. That for me is perfect. But at the minute, the only thing I'm a bit wary of is the 4-hour is bullish, but the only reason why I'm looking at it is because close respecting support.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy that, but at any point this could flip to the upside and break in. It just means the next 4 would break in. That's why I'm not going to take a wing back. So a wing back is where you identify an area where price could pull back to, which is basically the top of this because it's got no top wick. So as price pulls back, you would enter there for a sell, hoping this candle would then flip. But we can't take a wing back because the 4-hour is bullish. Yeah. And if this hour comes up, it could just power through. And the reason why it could power through is because these candles can come straight through that area. And we did this the other day on stream. Our trade, it literally came down our take partial move to break even, then it just shot off to the moon. So we need a pullback. Now I actually want a pullback. Where do I want to pull back? 8 minutes. 30-minute display. You're not even going to get much of a pullback, are you? Could just go off the 30, I would think. I've got to get some sort of pullback to at least here. At least, and then we could probably come off the 30-minute lows. Because if we come off the 30-minute lows, basically a nest play on the 30. It's 8 pips. Aiming to catch 26 pips. I just want to see the 30s here, guys. 2 seconds. I'll be fast. 30 doesn't have to do that. Gotta get a pullback. Is that a nest player? Yeah. We've got a 30-minute nest player there. I want to see stops. What would stops be? Stops are tricky because the 4 could just power through this. This is where stops are pretty tricky because we could just power through this range in one go. Look at that. So that's why stops are really hard at the minute. You'd need to identify where price could reject from. So what's this? 90 pips. Still big stops there. This is probably the only place. Put stops. Don't even like that because it's a 4. So suppose if you're coming up there, you're filling that range, aren't you? I suppose if you're coming past this, you're filling the range, so why can't we just put stops there if it comes up? Basically, if the forward flips, it's done. Okay, let's see if... We might as well have stops just above there, because if you come above that, you're powering through anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. So stops are pretty good, to be fair. Bloody hell, best stops I've ever had. Where we are? I'd love it if we can come up and create a top wick for this on this hour. We'll get sell stops on straight away. What did I say stops would be? Sure. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna get 45 pips. So guys, I'm gonna get a sell stop underneath this hour candle now. To be honest, it's gonna be underneath this 30. I see, I wanted that 30 really. Because the 30 could come back up. This is the safest place here. Guys, I'm gonna get a sell stop on the 30. Right? Just underneath the wick of the 30. Because if price wants to come, as soon as it pops past that, that means it's broke the lows. It should be coming down to 1993. So sell stop. 30. Sell stop. Okay, so we've got sell stops on this. Take partial move to break even is... Hey, you don't have to take partially though if you don't want to, because it's not quite 10 Aussie. It's about 8 pips. Okay. So, looking on the hour, the hourlies tend to come to 1991 but can reject from 1993.44. So that's why we are taking partial move to break even there. Not going to get this on the signals quick enough, am I? Nope. Morning, Paul.
Morning.
Good morning, mate. Good days. So that's 94. 94.23. Stop is 1999. 5. Take price to break even. 93.46. Target is, where's our target? Our target's only 1988.11. Okay. Okay, this is why, right? Why do you think I've gone off the 30 and not the off the hour? Because if you think about it, off the hour, we would have been activated now. We would be in profit now, but sometimes what I like to do is just for that added insurance. That's the way I look at it. I'm willing to sacrifice. How many pips here? 5, 6 pips. Just for that added insurance that price is coming through, because when you know price wants to come that way, it's when the wicks get broke. So if price doesn't want to come that way yet, what will happen is this candle will pull down and test the previous wick but not break it. Okay? And if it doesn't break it, it means it's probably going to break the highs to get more fuel in order to then come past it. And that means you're going into drawdown. So we would have been activated on the hourly now. Right? Now, we've had a nest play as well. So this whole move here is a nest play on the 30. And technically with a nest play, you would put your sell stop there and you would have been activated. However, again, added insurance, if we pop past this wick, I'm hoping we should be popping down to 1993. So we should be fine on this. But this is going off the hourly anyway. But the only thing while I've done that is because this hasn't got a top wick. That is it. That's it. So I don't know whether this hour is going to come up and create a top wick or we're going to power through. Right? But if this did have a top wick, then yes, I'd just come off the hour and you'd probably be around the 8 pips now at this point. But it's just added insurance for me. That's the only reason. Okay, so we've been activated on this now, guys. I just want to see these 30s, what the 30s do. Straight through, yeah. Straight through. To be honest, they all tap a bit lower, to be fair. Yeah. Oh. Now, this is it's up to you whether you take partial and move to break even at 1993, because you do tend to come down to 1991. But it's just my rule. The first sign of resistance, I've got to take some partial. What I do tend to do though is when I get to my resistance, and if it's only like 10 pips, but it can drive down because it's quite a clean traffic zone, what I'll do is I'll take 50%. I'll only take 50%, hoping that we can sort of drive and push from there, if that makes sense. At that point, you're maximising the trade, but that's if you can just avoid that top wick. You just want to avoid that top wick. These 30s are really nice, to be fair. You do come all the way down. Look at it, really, really nice. Even when you get a fake out on the 30, so this is technically a fake out. This 30's closed here. The new 30's came down and tapped 1991. So 1991 is a significant area of what price can do. It can tap it and then reject from it. Yeah, or it can come straight through.
Yeah.
So that's why we've got to, but this is also an area where price can just tap and reject. So this has to be our take partial move to break even. But you have had a nice break and you have had a nice nest play. Therefore you should be coming down. But I did want this. If this hour came up first and tapped this, perfect. We would have had a sell stop underneath the hour. But because it didn't, we had to add a little layer of protection. And that was the 30, push and breaking the lows. Now we broke the lows. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't come and tap 1993 at least. At least. But it's Forex. So everything I say, guys, right, it doesn't mean it
can do what it wants.
It can always do what it wants, right? Always, because that's how Forex is. Like, you can do all the analysis as much as you want, but at the end of the day, it's Forex. Forex will do what it wants to do. It's trying to catch us out. Remember, the only thing we've got to go off is probabilities. If 90% of the time price comes down to that level at 1993, then our odds are pretty good, aren't they? But it doesn't mean the markets can't just go, do you know what? I'm just going to tease you. I'm not. I'm going to stop short about 2-3 pips, and then I'm just going to go to the moon.
Yeah. So do you get on this like every day?
Yeah, most weekdays from 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Trade London session. Are you a Dean member? Have you bought the Dean?
I haven't.
No. Okay.
I just left my job.
Ah, right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it was released.
Right. Okay.
I didn't have.
No, that's fine, mate. You don't. I mean, it massively speeds your process up, but you don't need. You can still trade, without it. Because we started with it with Meraki method with what I do now.
Well, to be honest, I feel like I'm more confident using the Meraki method than I have been since I joined.
Yeah.
It just seems to fit more.
Yeah.
And I understand it a lot more.
So with Meraki, you get London session, you don't get New York session. We trade live New York, but it's just for the Dean members there.
Right.
So you'll get London session, which is basically you get to come onto the Discord and actually talk and ask questions and things like that. I'm actually on YouTube as well now, so we're live on YouTube at the minute. But being a member, you just jump into the Discord just so you can talk to us and ask us any questions. You learn a lot more. But yeah, most weekdays from 8 a.m.
I'll try and get on as much as I can. So I tried a funded challenge. So I did the FTMO sort of demo challenges.
Yeah.
I passed them twice, so I thought, right, I'll give a crack to one. I did just a cheap one, because I say I'm not earning any money at the minute, so I didn't want to spend hundreds of pounds to fail. So there's a 5%ers.
Oh yeah.
One for 30 quid.
Yeah, he's got on that.
And it's decent enough, but I was trying to trade gold and it wouldn't let us trade gold.
Really?
Because that's what I'd been used to. It's what I've been trading for months now.
Yeah. Should have let you do gold, like.
They said it was because I've just been using 3 lot sizes.
Right.
So that the margins, because it's only a $5,000 account, so they were just like, you can't do that. But I tried to do it as low as I possibly could, and it still wouldn't let us. Yeah. So I've been trying to get used to trading other pairs again.
Yeah.
And it totally throws you off when you've been trading.
Yeah, because if you're on a low, see what it is, you need to put your risk down. So you'd be using a lower lot size. So if you're on gold, and you've been trading 3 lots, but if you're only on a 5k account or 10k, it's not going to let you do it.
Yeah.
So with the lot sizes, you need to add in your risk. So how much are you risking per trade?
Yeah.
What percentage are you risking? You don't want to be risking more than 2%, really. I don't risk more than 2% per trade. And the way I find out what lot size to use, for that trade, I just use the position lot size calculator.
Yeah.
We've got one at Relentless. Yeah. So I'll get rid of this. Here it is here. So all you do is you put in your entry price, you put in your stop loss, and how much you want to risk, 2%, and that'll give you your lot size.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the lot size you use on that trade, and then you'll be able to place it on gold then.
Right, spot on. I mean, I've been since then. That was not last week before.
Yeah.
And I was doing all right, but then I blew it.
Welcome to trading. Welcome to trading.
I was like, for 32 quid, I was like, right, I can give it a punt.
Yeah.
I've been trading on a demo account, and I'm confident. But as soon as it changes, as soon as it becomes like a real life scenario type thing. So you make stupid mistakes again. So I need to get that ironed out. But I've been all right since I've like gone back onto the demo account, back to basics again.
Yeah.
And I've been trading multiple different pairs, and it hasn't been too bad. I'm up about $2,500 at the minute.
Yeah. That's good, that, mate.
Probably about 300 quid losses, so that's still enough to potentially blow an account on a day.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just keep practicing, iron out those negatives.
That's it. Literally, mate, with trading, right, people are so strung up on finding, they think there's a secret ingredient to trading.
Yeah.
So they'll jump from strategy to strategy to try and find some sort of secret ingredient where they never lose or something. That's the issue with trading. But the thing is, the only way you won't get there with trading is if you stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
But also, people don't respect trading enough because you've got the gamblers who do it, and you've got the people who really respect it and treat it as a business. It's where you want to be. So obviously we promote actually being consistently profitable trader, so professional trader. That's what we aim people to do. Because what it is, they don't respect it enough because they're not willing to put a year into learning or 6 months. Some people. But if you think about it, you go to university for 4 or 5 years, right? And the debt that you're left with at the end of it. You put 4 years into Forex trading for the money you can make at the end of it, 100% worth it. But people don't respect it like that. They think, I'm not doing this 6 months. Well, it's going to. And people want quick fixes like that. And 6 months down the line comes and they're like, well, why am I not profitable? Why am I not making money?
Yeah.
And they stop.
Yeah, that's the big thing, though, isn't it? It's quick fix.
Do you know what it is? People like that don't deserve to be consistently profitable if they're not willing to put the time in.
Yeah.
That's what I've learnt with the industry. You've got to treat it with the respect it deserves. Like, I mean, it can change your life, Forex, but it's bloody hard.
Yeah, definitely.
It's bloody hard.
Like crypto and things like that, and make some bad sort of judgment calls on that. So I think this is the only thing that I've come across where I actually think this can be a way out from the grind.
Yeah.
Like if you put in the time and you put in the effort, it's a skill. At the end of the day, any new skill, you have to utilize your time and put that time and effort in to learn and understand what you're doing. Otherwise, you're never going to be successful at it. It's
exactly that.
Any skill that you want to learn, if you're not going to put the effort in and the time, then you know what's the point?
Exactly that, man.
Little bits and pieces here and there. It can take you a lifetime to learn. So, you know, you put the effort in, the time in, and then, you know, eventually something will click. Yeah. And you'll start to pick up what you've needed to pick up, and the quick fix you're looking for to be profitable will come in time.
Exactly.
So, you know, I've joined sort of, I think it was October last year.
Yeah.
So I've had a little bit of sort of a couple of months where I didn't really do any training and traded every few days.
Yeah.
Just lost sort of motivation, and it's a mentality thing as well, definitely.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you can stay focused and not give up, like you say, if you stop, then it's never going to work for you.
Exactly.
So as long as you keep going, eventually it'll happen. I know it'll happen. It'll just take time.
It will. You just got to keep going. Just keep going. We were close to our zone there. I'm going to take partial move to break even now, guys, because this 5 could flip back up to the upside. So I am taking... Oh, can we just pop down and test that wick again or not? Go on, Sunshine. Get down there. Yeah, so I'm going to take partial move to break even now, guys. We're risk-free on this trade. Okay.
Doug.
Now, if we can avoid a top wick, but if you look at this, what tells you that you might not avoid the top wick? What do you think could be the reason why? Why do you think we might get stopped at break even? I mean, we might not, because Forex, anything can happen. What do you think the reason could be? Well, the reason being is you haven't got much of a top wick on this 15. So no top wick on this 15. Okay. So I would imagine price wants to come up and tap that before coming back down. Therefore, that means we would get stopped at break even.
Yeah.
But hopefully if the fives can keep powering down for us, because remember, two things happen here. You either reject, come back up here, or you literally just plummet straight through. So hopefully, if we've caught this move right, this could be the plummet through. Oh, I like that word, plummet.
It's context. It's all about context.
It is, isn't it? So what we're after now really is basically a 5-minute close below. If we can get a 5-minute close below these, we should be good, because the new 5 then should pull back but test previous support. And where's previous support? Well, previous support is this now. Test previous support, that would protect us, and then flip to come through. So fingers crossed, guys, we can get through. I mean, we did actually peak 10 pips. Where did I close there? Oh no, we didn't. 9 pips. So it's the same with trading itself, like finding a strategy what suits your personality. Like, that's another big thing about Forex. Once you find that strategy what suits, because some people can't scalp.
Yeah.
I'm a scalper. I can't hold trades, me. Honestly, if I have trades overnight, I don't sleep a wink. I just lie there like that.
Yeah, no.
I just can't. I'm trying to move into some swing trades. Vic's helped me with it, just because I have more free time. But for some reason, I struggle. I can't have open trade. I can't leave the computer unless I've got my trades are closed. For some weird reason, but some people can't scalp.
Yeah.
Some people have to swing trade because they don't like looking at the smaller time frames. It baffles their head. So it's just finding what sort of suits you as a personality, your character.
Yeah. That's why I think I like the Meraki method. I think it's the first one that I've seen when you released it, and you did your first training videos. It just made a whole load of sense, and it seems to.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
I know what you're saying, innit?
Cool, get down there. Okay, guys, I'm going to trail my stop here. I'm going to put my stop above this 5, because if this 5 flips now, it's going to stop us out anyway. So, my stop loss, I might even take some more partial. I'm going to take some more partial now. You don't have to if you don't want to. You could wait to get to that zone. But I've took just a tad more partial. I haven't got much left in this. And I've trailed my stop to the top of this 5. Because if this 5 flips, if this 5 does flip, and there's only 23 seconds left, so I can't see it flipping. But if it does, it's going to come up to our break even anyway. But if we get this 5-minute close like this, and the new 5 just test previous support, we might be alright. 2 seconds, not a bad close, yeah, that. So you're enjoying Relentless so far then?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We try to simplify everything, because what we found in the industry, it's so confusing. I really do believe you've got to learn things in the right order.
Yeah.
Oh, we might get stopped here. I'm close. Come on, 5. Do you know what? I'm actually going to... Nah, I'm leaving it. Yeah, alright, there's not much left in it anyway. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I agree. I think it's a certain order of things makes things a lot clearer. If you're sort of fritting back and forwards, it becomes confusing.
Yeah.
So the way that it's set out for going through all of the basics and then into the strategies and things like that, I found that very helpful.
Yeah.
In sort of creating this understanding of what it is that you should be looking for and what you should be doing. It's then down to you to implement that, to iron out your glitches, if you will. Because I still find now that a lot of it is mentality, chasing money. If you make a mistake, you're looking to chase it rather than, just say, right, that was a mistake, what have I done wrong? Make sure I don't do it the next time. Don't just jump straight into the next trade and try and recoup losses and things like that, which, like I say, is a lot easier said than done. But
no, you're absolutely right. It's with the
you've got to enjoy it as well. I still, after a year of doing it,
you do, but it's got to get boring. It gets boring, you know.
Yeah.
It really does get boring because it's a lonely trade. It's quite lonely. That's why you've got to have. I think you do have to have a community
Definitely.
who you can trade together, and it makes it 10 times better. Do you know what, you trade better as well? Because you know, you don't want to look like a douchebag by taking loss after loss after loss after loss. You know, like on stream, we've got 100% win rate on stream. This is we're on YouTube now. It's a new channel, so we're just trying to build a YouTube. But normally I do this for the members on Trade and Study. This is what we've been doing the whole time. We thought, you know what, we start putting on YouTube, see if we can build that channel. So we've got 100% win rate on it, but it is, if people don't jump onto the Trade and Study and talk to me like you are now, I'm just sat here by myself trading, answering people's questions on YouTube. It does get pretty boring. Because it's the same thing every day if you think about it. Same thing every day. And then what it is, what you've got to get out what's really hard is when you get, oh look, this 5's flipped. I think we've avoided this top wick here. Come on, can we push? If we break this wick, we should pop down, I would think. I think we should pop down if we can break this wick. This would be fantastic. What you do find hard is when you do become consistently profitable, and you're trading, let's say you trade, I mean I trade at 8 AM and I'm done for 11, and the rest of the day is my own. Afterwards, like you used to sit on the couch or watch telly or sunbathe in the garden, and you'd be like, you feel like you're not sort of doing anything, but because you've had a trade and one trade's brought you like a week's worth of income, sometimes a month's worth of income, it's hard to get your head around, especially if you've come from a background where, you know, the harder you work, the more money you get. So basically, you've got to graft to get money. Work harder. It's not. Know, I've massively learnt that.
The job that I've just left, I've been doing for 5 years. It was grounds maintenance.
Yeah.
I worked with Michael Douglas, another.
All right. Yeah.
He's the one who got us in.
Yeah.
He was my supervisor. We worked in a van and we grafted our asses off.
Yeah.
And he was a supervisor, so he was probably on 12 quid an hour, if that, for this company. I was on £9.70, and it was backbreaking work, and we're grafting hard every day to make this company thousands of pounds. And if we grafted hard, got through jobs quick, we were rewarded with more work.
Yeah.
So, you know, but no extra pay. And so, you know, yes, in certain instances, the harder you work, the more you can make. But in a lot of it, you're just restricted by somebody else. Whereas with this, you put the hard work in, it's yours.
Yeah.
And like you say, you can make sometimes a month, 2 months' wages in a morning.
Yeah, like it's... So, the only thing with Forex, it takes time to learn, but once you've learned that skill, how powerful is this that nobody can ever take it away from you? Right?
This is, unless society falls.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's going to stop.
But if you can read, that's why I like Meraki, because you can read any chart really. You can read any chart, so it doesn't matter what you trade. Like if gold goes all-time highs, what do? Because I use previous data. That's where I'll be a bit shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I've got to look at other pairs, which I'm doing now. I'm testing another pair now. So I might start introducing that. But it's when you are sat there in the morning and you put a trade on and you've made a week's worth of income in one trade. I mean, the quickest trade I've ever had, I put a trade on at 8 o'clock. I was done for 8:10. Right? Yeah. And it was a lot of money. And then I had the rest of the day done. But it's took me a long time to learn that. That makes sense. It took me a long time to learn it, but is it worth it? 100%. But people just don't give it enough time. They think, why am I not rich after 3 months?
That it's going to happen in a month.
Yeah. I really do believe that, because I've been with loads of companies when I was learning it, we've half the time to be consistently profitable. For me, you look 4 years on average for a trader to be consistently profitable. 4 years.
Yeah.
But I think what we create relentless, we've half the time really. We've half the time.
Well, definitely. I mean, like I say, I started in October. I do believe that I can be, and for the most part, I am consistently profitable. Minus a few mistakes, but that's me.
You're at the break-even stage. It's the hardest stage. It's when you'll be getting profit. You might be on winning streaks, but then all of a sudden you'll make a mistake and it'll wipe all your profit out. You're back to break-even. Yeah. And for some reason, this is the hardest stage because you can't do anything different really. It's just a case you've got to break through that break-even stage. And the only way you do it is experience. That is it. It's nothing like I can sit down with you and go, this is how you do. This is what you're doing wrong. This is how you do it. It's not. It's experience. So unfortunately, it's just going to take time to break through that break-even stage.
Yeah, I think my biggest struggle is, when to stop.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of having in mind what I want.
Yeah.
And then reaching that, and then just being like, oh, but I could get a little bit more.
Have you done a trade? Have you had a one-to-one with anyone yet? Me, Vic, or Andy?
No.
Have you done your trade plan?
I did do. I've sort of come away from things a bit recently.
Right.
So it's trying to get back into it. Like I say, I've lost a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
Sort of at the minute, and I think that's come with sort of stopping working.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Thinking how I want to do things and then just not.
Yeah.
So it's trying to sort of get that motivation back again.
Yeah.
And so it has been a little bit of a struggle, but it's getting there. It's like you say, as long as you continue, as long as you don't stop.
Yeah.
Then things will, even themselves out. You'll find a footing and you'll fly with it. So, like I said, it's just trying to get back into things, and now, especially with money being tight, I've got savings that I'm sort of eating into at the minute.
Yeah.
Like house deposit and things like that, which I don't really want to be doing. So
yeah.
I was hoping that, given the free time now, that I can invest a lot more time into it.
Well,
and hopefully,
I'm glad you're sort of doing something about it. You're not just sort of moping about, and you're like, I've got free time while I out of work. Let's invest in myself. That's what you're doing, aren't you? Basically, investing in yourself.
Well, that's it.
2 weeks of this, 2 weeks of watching these streams, 2 weeks of watching these streams, you'll pick it up.
Yeah.
2 weeks of watching these streams, you pick it up massively. Oh, look at it. But yeah, it might be worth doing a trade plan. So trade plan will help you. It's like sort of rules you write down for you. It's not like a piece of paper or anything. It's just in your head. Rules. So the thing with trading, it's like running into no man's land, right? So the more times you run in, eventually you're going to get shot, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to think about with trading. This 5 might flip here, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move stops to the high of this 5. Because if this 5 flips, we could be coming back to break even. Hopefully we can just pop down. So I've got my stops here. So it's like running at no man's land trading. And let's be honest, you don't want to run at no man's land too many times, do you?
No.
Because you are going to get shot or blew up. And that is what it's like. So so on stream, I'll just take one trade on stream, done. Yesterday, I took a trade, I think I was done for 9 or something, and I was off. And people were like, bloody hell, is that it? You've still got a couple of hours left? No, it's not like one trade, done. I'm gone. That's me, done for the day. It's just, and your rule should be, if you take 2 losses in a day, that you stop trading altogether. No revenge trading. None of this putting 20 lots on, trying to cover it back, right? Two trades loss and you're done. And then your 2 losses, if you cater that around the challenges, so let's say you've got 5% daily drawdown, haven't you? So if you're risking 2%, let's say you've got 4%, so we have the 1% spare for risk or spread, anything like that. So you've got 4% to play with a day. So it's up to you how many trades you want to take. So me personally, 2 trades a day. How many? If I've got 4% to play with, and I'm going to take 2 trades a day max, how many percent should I risk per trade? Well, 2%. 2% one trade, because if I lose that, I'm down 2%. If I lose another trade, I'm down 4%, which I'm allowed. I still don't blow my account. If you literally have that rule, you cannot fail these challenges unless obviously you go over the max drawdown. And if you're going over the max drawdown, you need to take a step back and go back over your strategy. And that is it. It's as simple as that.
You're doing something wrong.
Then it's you or your strategy what's wrong. This is nice though.
That's good advice. That is really good advice.
Because when people fail these challenges, 9 times out of 10, it's because they've blew the daily drawdown, because they've took a loss on the first one, then they've over leveraged or they've revenge traded. I mean, it's your trading plan. You could turn around and say, well, if I take 1 loss, I'm done. I'm not trading again. But it's so hard trying to walk away from the charts when you're down, because the rest of your day you'll be miserable. You'll be thinking about it. You'll feel like you haven't gained anything. You haven't achieved anything.
Well, that's exactly what I did. I think I was up, because I mean the fivers, it's two stages. I think it's make 400. On the first stage, and then I think it's only like 250, 300 on the second stage to pass, and it's a $5,000 account. So it's not massive, and I've been doing that easy on demo accounts. So you get a bit overconfident. You get a good trade, and you think, right, well, I can smash a first stage in 2 trades, and then the second trade doesn't go your way. So I'll try and get that back. Get myself back, and then you that's where you mess up.
That's it, and that's why it's 90% in your mind. That's why traders fail, because it's not. You know what it is? It's not even about the strategy. All the strategies work, out there. Market make it OB. All these different strategies work, but it's the person what doesn't. That's where people go wrong, because when they're trading rubbish or they're blowing accounts, they think it's the strategy. But it's not. It's them.
It's look at what you're doing.
It's them.
See your mistakes, fix them, try again. If it keeps happening, then something's wrong. Then you need to take a look at exactly what it is that you're doing. But it's fairly straightforward for me to see what I'm doing wrong. I know that, and it's me. So it's my want for something to succeed.
If you bring in, is it what's on it? Is it Dan? Is it?
It's Dan.
All right. Literally, Dan, bring in 1 trade a day. If you can do 1 trade a day, you'll be fine. But the issue you've got is, when you're first learning to trade, you want to be on the charts all the time, because you sort of need to be to learn all the mistakes. And you sort of need to be to learn all the mistakes and get experience on the charts. But to be profitable, I think if you bring it down to 1 trade a day, as soon as you've done that 1 trade, it's a winner. You're done. So you need to work out at what stage are you at where you should bring in 1 trade a day. And if you bring in 1 trade a day, at the end of the month, look back and you'll see if you're profitable. Get your logbook sorted, guys. I've been stopped on this. Lovely trade there. And at the end of the month, see if you're profitable. Not bad. Oh, there we are. Nice. Okay, so we've been stopped on this one, but that's what I would do. I'd get to the point where you're happy to take 1 trade a day, and you'll see that you're profitable.
Well, that's it. So, I mean, that's what I'm working on at the minute. Just try and get that consistency back again, and then I'll be doing another challenge. So
yeah,
the aim is to be funded. So I will reach that.
you will. The only way you won't is if you stop.
Well, that's it, exactly. So next year, I'll see you at the Christmas party or a party in Manchester.
That's coming up. It's coming up. I'm excited.
Brilliant.
I'm just going to do my logbook, mate, and then I'll probably call it a morning. Have you got a logbook yet, Dan?
I haven't.
What was
No.
it? You haven't, no? Get yourself a logbook. It's in the, if you go on our Discord, the resources area, there's just a basic spreadsheet there for you, and just trust me, this is, you have to do this in order to be consistently profitable eventually.
Yeah.
But it's whether you're ready for this yet. I know it's boring and it's a pain in the ass because it's something extra you've got to do. But it massively helps because you can look back over your trades and go, okay, why have I took them losses? Why have I took them losses? And you can say, okay, every loss I've took, then this is an example for me when I was going through my journey, is I used to trade GJ as well, but most of my losses were on GJ. So what did I do? I got rid of GJ. Another thing, most of my losses were second or third trades. It was rare I lost the first trade. So what does that make me think? Well, that makes me think, well, your brain can only get rid of the second one trade a day, done. So that's how you get your win rate so high. But I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't able to look back at my logbook. Yeah, so it massively helps you. Morning, Nate. Yes, you have missed the move, mate. It was a lovely trade. I can't remember what it was. It was just an hour breakout, wasn't it? Breakout sell, but there was an S plane there on the 30. 490. What were the pips we grabbed? So I took past. Oh, look at it! Look at price now. See, that's why we move stops, because you've got to say to yourself, well, if price pushes past here, it's gonna come to break even anyway. So you might as well have your stops there. Do you know what I mean? So what did we push? So the initial push was 8 pips there. So if we say stops were good on this, the best stops I've had. 8 pips, which hit, and then pips after break even. What did we get after that? Took some more partial around. Where was it? 7, wasn't it? 7. Oh shit! What am I doing? No, if I take then break even, what does that mean? Yeah. And that's about it. I need to change these. Vic's done this for me, it's great. I need to change these because there was an S plane that in there. But at the minute, guys, we started streaming 2 weeks ago. We're on 100% win rate. We've had 10 trades on, 10 wins, 135 pips on stream. So lovely. All the links for every trade is going to be in here. So we're going to try and be dead transparent on this.
Yeah. It's the best way to be.
Yeah. Right. I think I'm done. I'm done for the day, I think. So I'll tomorrow I'm not actually on. I'm not actually on tomorrow. But Monday, all next week, I'm actually on. So
Spot on.
Back on Monday, and just literally just jump on as much as you can, Dan.
Yeah, I will. I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. All right, guys. Right, guys. I'm off. Have a fantastic day. Catch you later.
You too. Thank you.